Welcome back to Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're enjoying your life. Let's talk about today's episode sponsor of Hot News before we jump into the hot fiery news that you need to know about. And today's video sponsor is my favorite coffee in the world, Four Sigmatic. This is my stockpile. It is considerably less than the last time I talked about them because I have consumed it and I'm waiting on my refresh to come in. Typically comes in on the 17th, so I'm waiting on that to happen. Anyways, Four Sigmatic is my favorite coffee because number one, it's great, it's delicious, I enjoy it. It keeps me clearer and more focused than any other coffee I've tried, and my wife loves it as well. If you check out the link in the video description, Four Sigmatic with their mushroom coffee, you can use the coupon code UFDTech to save some money when you purchase the coffee. Go ahead and check it out, my friends. Try it once. If you don't like it, don't come back to it. If you love it, keep buying it and use our coupon code so you can save more money. It's a win-win for everybody. They sponsor us. You get great coffee that keeps you clearer than anything else, and it's great. But now let's do it. Let's talk about the AMD stuff because there's a lot that's been going down, including the fact that AMD is kind of indicating that they're not going to have the same paper launch issues that Nvidia had when it comes to the RX 6000 series. This is according to a tweet that came out from Frank Azor, who is part of the marketing team over at AMD, saying in response to this tweet of $10 says AMD will be a paper launch too. Frank says, I look forward to taking your $10, which does seem to indicate that AMD won't have the stock issues that Nvidia has, especially since the tweet is talking about how badly Nvidia has managed the stock stuff regarding the RTX 3000 series. However, there's a couple ways to take this. Number one, he's essentially saying it's not a paper launch, and that's all he's saying here. Number two, he could potentially be saying, since everybody's already going to have the RTX 3000 series, nobody's actually going to really need to buy our stuff. So even though we're going to launch at a lower supply, we're not going to be a paper launch because we'll have ample availability since nobody's actually going to want to pick up a product. Or number three, it's not a paper launch if you launch it in Fortnite, because then it's a digital launch. So AMD over here playing 3D chess, my friends. But just in clarification, WCCF Tech posted an article essentially taking Frank's tweets with regards to the paper launch of the RX 6000 series and replied saying, lol, I didn't say all that. You're hilarious. Appreciate the coverage and compliments, though, with regards to volume for Radeon RX 6000. And then he said, not sure I follow. RTX 30 isn't a paper launch too, since it's been confirmed by many retailers that they had as much or more stock than the RTX 20 series. It's just supply constraints. So what exactly did you bet for? And he said, not exactly. We'll discuss more after we actually launch. Talk is cheap right now, to which WCCF Tech replied, I disagree, but sure, by that logic, Nvidia isn't a paper launch either. The distinction only lies in volume, and that is clearly where the OG tweeter intended as well. If you bet it won't be a paper launch like Nvidia, then you are emphasizing volume, not the launch type. Or just, throw my 2 cents again. Nobody's actually going to want it, so everything's going to be on the shelves. Maybe. I don't know. That's just me being a little saucy towards AMD. What do you think of the RX 6000 series? What do you think specifically about this tweet of looking forward to taking your $10? Do you think that indicates that AMD is not going to struggle from the same RTX 30 series? Do you think it's a big deal that they're coming out about this? Let me know down below. But while we're talking about the launch of the RX 6000 cards, we still have to talk about the specs of them. And it looks like our latest leaker is going to be Newegg, because Newegg Insider published a company blog that published the spec sheets of the upcoming RX 6000 series GPU. However, if you go to that Insider blog now, you'll notice that it's been completely taken down. And in Newegg's comments on this, with regards to focusing that they had a 67, 68, and 6900 XT listed, was, as you can see here, with 2560, 3840, and 5120 shader cores. They simply said that all of this information was publicly available and wasn't intended as confirmation of any new products or specs. However, they do kind of go against rumors that we've already seen, specifically with a few of the notes of the 6800 XT. But this is intriguing to see. What do you think of these specs right here? Essentially, the 6700 XT would be equal to the 5700 XT in shader cores, slightly lower in clock speed, slightly lower in memory bandwidth, but also a lot less power draw. Is that kind of where you want it to be? Would it have to be at a cheaper price for you to appreciate this? 6700 XT at $300, 6800 XT at $400, and 6900 XT at $500. Does that sound appetizing to you? Let me know down below in the comments. But we also got some more information coming out about the upcoming Ryzen 9 5900X 12-core 24-thread CPU. And in case you're unfamiliar with why we're saying 5900X, this is because apparently AMD is going to be skipping using the 4000 series naming scheme because of just the confusion of 4000 series being for Zen 2 APUs, but then it would be for Zen 3 CPUs. And it was confusing from the start. And so they're adjusting that. Anyways, the information appears that the 5900X is not only going to have an IPC increase of around 15 to 20%, but also get a 300 megahertz clock speed bump over the 3900 XT. I was going to say 4900 XT of 5 gigahertz boost clock, which would make it slightly faster, but then they would also up the TDP as well to 150 watts. This would make it pretty dang fast. The 15% IPC improvement plus the 300 megahertz core clock would obviously make this a much faster chip than what is currently available for the $500 3900 XT, which if they keep the pricing the same and with these IPC and core clock increases, we could actually see them dominating Intel as opposed to just being right around them. And that's good news for consumers all around. Do you believe this rumor? Is this something that you think is attainable one gen to a next 15% IPC increase plus clock speed? Or are you thinking that's too ambitious and we're all just overhyping what could potentially come out? Let me know down below in the comments, and let me know what you think of the fact that apparently, according to forum users who have updated to the latest drivers that came out from Nvidia yesterday, that they are seeing more stability in their RTX 30 series cards than previously. So apparently the GeForce driver 456.55 is getting rid of all the crashing bugs that are happening. Apparently, because the driver officially says that it improves stability in certain games on the RTX 30 series, which anecdotally, according to forum users, is because it's dropping the boost clock ever so slightly to make it so that it's not crashing. Have you actually downloaded this new driver? Were you having the crashing issues? Actually, start from the beginning. Do you have an RTX 3080? Have you been having the crashing issues? And then on top of that, did this new driver fix it for you? All of those questions kind of need to be merged into one. As I mentioned, my RTX 3080 isn't experiencing any of those issues whatsoever, so I can't actually verify this. But what I can verify is that MSI has been updating the product pages for their RTX 3080s in response to obviously this whole SP cap versus MLCC debacle that's been going down, changing the picture of the Gaming X Trio with 5 SP caps to just having 4, which you would presume based on the information that we've been having, the 4 bank of SP caps plus the 2 MLCCs would make it faster. But I just have to bring something up personally. People are saying that the Gaming X Trio has 4 SP caps and 2 MLCCs. Mine doesn't. Mine has 5. So what? They sent me this after launch. So why is mine different? Was this going to be the retail one? I don't know. That's just a personal little aside there, but they also changed the product pages on the Ventus card. ASUS also doing the same thing for the TUF and ROG Strix PCBs as well, especially because it was a little worse for them since their product images showed 6 SP caps, but all the reviews were having 6 MLCC banks. And then they've updated for both the TUF and the Strix cards, which you can see on the left was the previous and now on the right is the new one. But let's talk about an RTX 3080 card that I absolutely do want, because Gainward is launching Iron Man and Captain America colors, as you can see right here, but they also have more colors that they're apparently going to be coming out with. And I need this one right here, this orange and blue Gators one. Yes, please. Excuse me. Go Gators. I need this, please. Is anybody at Gainward there? Please, I would love this card. If you so would, Gainward. I mean, I'll buy it. I don't care. Yes, please. Which is what a lot of people are going to be saying when they're buying stuff on Amazon Prime Day, because that's going to be happening on October 13th. That has been recently announced. So get your money ready for Prime Day to get ready for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and just, continuously spend money through the next 3 months so that capitalistic corporate America can feast off the remnants of your paycheck. And I want to feast on the remnants of Intel with the updated sorry, had to go there. Updated XPS laptops, the 13 inches, are getting the 11th gen CPUs later this week, so you can be able to pick those up on Dell's website, including Thunderbolt 4 for that. And you can also see the hands-on for the Xbox Series X, with many different publication and websites and YouTubers getting their hands on a workable prototype of the Series X, not just the hard shell that everybody got previously. And it does look like the loading times are great, the frame rates are improved, the switching between games is phenomenal. There's a lot of information that we still need to see, but Digital Foundry having a great FPS, a walkthrough of previous games from the Xbox One X and how they perform on the Series X. Austin Evans showing off how games seamlessly switch from one another, and then Engadget also having a really good first look at the Series X. And this is your first look at a gamer UPS, uninterruptible power supply. And you might be asking, how in the world could this potentially be gamer? Well, I have a couple things to say to you. The APC back UPS Pro Gaming UPS has RGB, my friends. Yeah. Of course it does, because that's how you are a gaming UPS. So it has 12 customizable RGB LEDs to match gaming, PC, and console designs. As you can see, it does have more of a PS5 aesthetic going on right there. It has everything that you need to keep your PS5 and Series X updated. It's great. It comes in white and black and RGB strip color. What? Gaming UPS? Sure, okay. And oh, sure, okay, apparently there's a WhatsApp image going around the internet, or multiple WhatsApp images of the PS5 Dualsense controller being disassembled. It's an Instagram post of WhatsApp images that somebody was sent of the disassembly of the Dualsense controller, in case you're intrigued about that. And you might be as intrigued as I am about Final Fantasy 16, because it apparently has a preliminary PEGI rating or ESRB rating of mature or PEGI 18. That is insane for this to be the first mainline title that's confirmed to be rated M. That's a lot darker than, I mean, the blood splattered trailer seemed to indicate that it was going to go in a darker direction, and now this could also indicate that it's going in a darker direction. Or it could be like Venom, where it was rated R, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, we got to make this PG-13, cut it down. It's what's the teen? T for teen is the rating that Final Fantasy usually gets. We'll see if it actually gets updated before launch, but darker direction, I would really appreciate that. So Final Fantasy, if you could do that one for me, please. What was that? And while I don't know what things are going on with Final Fantasy, I do know what coffee I'm going to be drinking when I'm playing 16, and that's going to be Four Sigmatic, my favorite coffee. This is the Lion's Mane coffee is my favorite. I also have the Ashwagandha as well. I enjoy this from time to time. It is a medium roast, whereas I typically like to go with a dark roast. So the Lion's Mane is where I go to. Keeps me clear, keeps me brain aware, especially when I'm doing these episodes of hot news and I'm saying things that are just, maybe making sense, sometimes not. Don't blame the coffee, blame me. And before I say anything else that I regret, I'm going to leave. Goodbye.